Sit tall, supremely still, close the eyes, bring the attention inward. Before creation, what existed? It was always God in the midst of it all, who is always there and always will be, even beyond the ends of this universe. Attuned to that supreme consciousness that resides in the hearts of all beings and prevails everywhere. Let's now do the Om together 3 times. Try to make this sound feel as though you're trying to reach the ends of the universe with it. Fix your mind on God alone. Rest your mind in God alone. And in God will live hereafter. Of this there is no doubt. Just a mantra now. Om Namah Shivaya. Which means I bow to the inner light. Student call response. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Together. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. I am not this body is not me. I am not this body is not me. I am not this body
this body is not me.
I am not this body is not me. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 I am neither body nor mind, immortal self am I. I am neither body nor mind, immortal self am I. I am neither body nor mind, immortal self am I. I am neither body nor mind, immortal self am I. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. I am bliss, absolute pure consciousness. 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 I am. Om Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya.
May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering and enjoy this practice through our senses. May the Lord protect us and guide us through this practice and bestow upon us the fruits of knowledge. May we acquire a strong desire for that knowledge that relieves us from pain and suffering. And may we cherish no ill feelings against each other, only peace, love, joy, and compassion. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Do something. Give me a sec. I just have to put myself on spotlight. And then Alright, so let's begin with some spiritual discourse. So you can just sit comfortably here. So, Dharma says, rest your mind on the infinite. Inside, deep inside, you are already free. And we can find so many ways to apply that in the yoga practice. So when you rest your mind on the infinite, that is the true nature of God. That's the true nature of all of us in fact, because we are one with God. There's no one without the other. There's no separation. So when we think about that idea that we are infinite in every way possible, in terms of our potential, in terms of love, in terms of the wisdom that we gain through our experiences, then we are approaching our true nature, which we sometimes forget as a result of just day-to-day living. And so there's, there's that, and there's, in order to really tap into that, it's not easy, right? Because we're so used to what we perceive is what we think we are, but really that's not our true nature at all. Everything that we perceive through our senses is not us, in fact. It's the furthest away from our true selves, because everything here, everything in this physical world is affected by time, and everything in this universe will eventually come to an end. So we want to try to go beyond that. We had to try to imagine ourselves going beyond the body, the mind, and the spirit. So this is a challenge, right, as part of the yoga practice. And Dharma always says, he's got so many great quotes that really tie into one another. So another one he says is, you can only go as far as your imagination. So what we do through the practice, through the psychic development techniques, through the pranayama, through the asana, through the study of the yogic texts, is to try to cultivate that boundless imagination. Because the more imagination you have, the more you can realize. The more you realize, the more you can help others. So the whole idea is to just try to make ourselves as expansive as possible so we can share as much as we can with others. The highest form, after all, of selfless service is to share spiritual knowledge. And why is that important? It's because it's a spiritual knowledge that frees us from our pain and suffering. Ignorance is a root cause to all pain and suffering. And so through our experiences, what happens over time, over all the many different rebirths that we have, all the different transformations that we undergo, we eventually come to that, accumulate them all, a knowledge bit by bit, so that we can find those behaviors that won't land us always in the place of suffering. So there's so many ways that, that we induce suffering upon ourselves, and it's just a result of not knowing our true nature. Again, coming back to the whole idea that we are this body, we are this mind. So how do we get past that? So it's just when we try to identify too much with the body and the mind, that's what limits us. When we see ourselves only as this body, this human being, and we see others, we see others as separate, and we don't see the similarities. And so often we're trapped. This is how discordance happens, right? We just look at each other as separate, as different. So instead of trying to always hone in on the differences, why not try to hone in on the similarities between us? If you look at all the asanas, for instance, you look at all the asanas, and eventually you start to find similarities between those two. When you look at cobra, and you look at, you do cobra this way on your belly. What's so different between that and coming into a pose where you're standing up and doing it? It's the same pose, right? It's a different orientation. When you're doing Untitled Danirasana, right? You can do it this way, coming like this. You can also do it on the ground. You can do it you do it on the ground with your leg and out to the side. This looks a lot like Untitled Danirasana, but you're on a different angle, right? You're in a different orientation. So many different, if you try to tap into those similarities, then that brings the ease in your practice, right? Because if you can do cobra, you just kind of flip your mind around, just try to turn yourself another direction, and bingo, you're in the pose, in another pose. But something that seemed inaccessible before, all of a sudden opens up to you, the different possibilities. So it's important to just try to change your perspective once in a while, and to see the infinite possibilities of what you can achieve just from what you know already. And just tapping into the idea that we are all the same. And when you take that off the mat into our daily lives, that's just as important too, right? Because we're experiencing this now so much in our society, especially with COVID. There's so much polarity you see going around. So when people are are fearful of going into public or whatever because of they're afraid of contracting the disease. And then you see the other extreme where, they're totally against the vaccine, and they see that, having all these restrictions is a violation of the rights and stuff. So there's so many different views, but really we have to sort of just come back to what is driving you. Just try to go inside deep of you, deep inside of you, to just try to find out what your motivations are. And although it's sometimes hard to accept, sometimes we have to come to terms with the fact that we are too much in our own bodies and minds. We are coming from a selfish place, and maybe selfish is it's a harsh word. It doesn't sound good, right? But really, that just means that basically we're just we need to look at the bigger picture. We need to think of ourselves as one of a universal soul, like just one little bit of a universal soul. They say that God resides equally, same portion of God in every being. So we just have to tap into that, to just try to remind ourselves that we are part of a bigger picture. We are part of a bigger whole that's more powerful. And when we bind together, we become even more powerful. So when we just separate, when we try to create these barriers, and we try to, we don't take other perspectives into mind, that's when we limit ourselves. All these attachments, all these expectations, all these, restrictions to how we think are preventing us from freeing ourselves from the ignorance that cause pain and suffering. All these attachments, attachments come in many different forms. It can be attachment to physical objects like our cars, our houses, our families, it comes in many different forms. But it can also come to experiences. We can also be very clingy with regards to our experiences and our thoughts. We are pre-programmed in a lot of ways to think a certain way, and we act in accordance to those. It's very difficult to change those. So we have to sort of just try to keep expanding, just try to keep on opening up our minds to different possibilities, just try to keep on putting yourself in other people's shoes, whether it's the animals, whether it's other societies, even the aliens. You know, there's aliens out there that are probably way ahead of us. You know, Dharma's always talking about that. You hear Dharma talking about, you know, the aliens who sit on other planets and looking down at us and thinking, oh my God, I can never go down to Earth. They're just still too like uncivilized. They're still eating animals. They're still like killing each other and so forth, right? Meanwhile, we're on Earth. We come up with all these movies, themes where, you know, you see all these monsters. The aliens are always, many times, more often than not, portrayed as really terrible creatures that are fierce, that are eating people, that are just really, you know, but really, who's the monsters here? You know, we have to think about what we're doing in our own world, you know. So who's really the monsters, you know? So we have to sort of, we were all capable, you know, when we start, especially down the path, when we don't have much knowledge of who we are, of what we are, we tend to be small-minded. You know, we don't have an expansive mind. So the idea is to just keep on expanding and, you know, just act in a way that will help to promote that openness, that receptiveness. You know, you hear the word following your dharma. And dharma means just kind of going with your tendency. So if you go towards your tendency, there's many different ways, you know, different paths of yoga. But if you follow that, if you follow your inclination, chances are you will have more success. You know, like if you are, you know, some people are more devotional. Some people just really tap into the idea of, you know, they want to show their devotion towards God. So that's Bhakti Yoga is a very good path for them. Some of us are more inclined to selfless service. We like to serve others. So again, that's another path. If that's what's going to motivate you and that's what's going to keep you on a path, then that's the tendency that you should follow. Some of us are more intellectual, and so we just try to use discernment and intelligence to just try to find a way. Each of these have their challenges, but you know, if you just try to go with what your strengths are, chances are you'll have more success, you'll make more rapid progress because you'll have more enthusiasm. If you're not getting anywhere, if you're not making progress, it's very hard to stay motivated, right? And so then you don't try and then you fall off the wagon. So just try to pick a path that will help you to just stay on a path and don't be so hard on yourself. You know, allow yourself some leeway, forgive yourself when you don't succeed maybe right away, right? It's a path. It's like anything else, you know. It takes time and it takes dedication. It takes a lot of love and a lot of just faith. So just I encourage you to just maybe in the new year love more, try more, you know, open yourself up. Try to open yourself up to new perspectives. Try to augment your compassion towards others, you know. That might start with even just little acts, like maybe if you eat meat, try to cut down maybe a little bit by little bit. Maybe don't eat it 7 times a week, or at least try to think about how what you're putting down inside. You know, when you think about food, you can think of that as living prana. It's the closest thing to prana, vital force that we have. It fuels us, right? So if you put junk in your body, if, as Dharma says, if you eat fried, frozen, dead food, you're going to feel fried, frozen, and dead, right? So you want to try to consume foods that will energize you, that will give you clean fuel, so to speak, right? So just little things like that. And there's so many infinite possibilities, right? So coming back to the whole idea of just fix your mind on the infinite. Keep thinking of God in everything you do. God is like the source of that infinite love. So just keep tapping into the idea of like fixing your mind on God. And then that will already help you many ways in just augmenting your compassion. If you're thinking of everybody, if you feel like in any interaction that you're face to face with God, chances are you're going to be more careful about how you comport yourself, right? You want to make sure that you want to you would basically have more respect for others, right? Because if you're standing in front of God, of course you want to do the best, right? So when you're doing your practice as well, stay engaged, stay enthusiastic. If God walked into the room, imagine God walking into the room and seeing you and like you're just kind of like, slumped over, you're not trying or whatever. He's going to walk right out. That's what Dharma says, So it's like just try to keep him with you. Hold on to him, hold on to God, and hold on to that grace. And just try to embody that grace and send it out to others. So just keep on expanding. Just keep on imagining you're infinite. There is no end to your possibility. There's no end to your potential. Fear and doubt, they're all locks on the doors to potential. So just dissolve all those barriers and just keep on thinking, keep on believing, keep on hoping, keep on trying, keep on practicing. However much you do, it's the effort that counts. So just, even if it's just 5 minutes a day, you can just do one day, that is still something, right? But keep trying and be consistent with every day, because the more you do it, the more of a habit it becomes. And the more infinitely, that benefits you like infinitely and exponentially over time. So just something to think about when you're thinking about how to set your sights for the new year. Rest your mind on the infinite. There is no end to the possibilities. And just expand that to all the areas, not just when you think God, you think of everything, but in terms of all your efforts, in terms of all the great forms that we have through the practice of asana. We are imitating the forms, right? Through the imitation of forms, that's how we cultivate compassion, when we can put ourselves in the shoes of each and every being. And when we imagine where they're at rest and at ease, eventually the ease will come to us, and soon all the forms will be the same. They will all feel equally comfortable for us to be able to sit and quiet the mind, and through the quietness of the mind, that's where we find the infinite possibilities in our meditation, to just seek out all the truth and all the knowledge that we desire. And just keep on realizing, just keep on thinking of how much you can realize. There's infinite number of psychic receptors in you. And when they're all open, you open yourself to so much more. When you are always in the state of being in observance to the ethical rules, that is what opens up those receptors. So just try to be as compassionate as you can to open up as many of those receptors as you can. And then the possibilities are limitless. So let's just sit with that for a moment, close the eyes, and just take a moment to just imagine a goal that you're trying to attain. And it could be, something related to your path, something you're experiencing right now, whatever challenge that you're trying to overcome. Or maybe this is a long-term goal that you have. Perhaps you want to eventually take a higher level of training. Perhaps you want to open a yoga school. Perhaps you want to go on retreat somewhere, something you haven't done before, a silent retreat or whatever it may be. Just think of all the things that you need to do in order to realize that. So be creative as you can. Take a moment to just think, play it out in your mind. Think about all the resources you need. Think about, and that includes the financial stuff too. Don't be afraid of that. So just think of everything for a moment that you need to realize that goal. Imagine you had boundless supplies of all those resources that you need. And think about how greater you can make that vision, how farther you can take it. Just see yourself now in the future having had realized, achieved that. going to use it to help others. Think about every possible being that will be affected. In fact, it's more than you think. We are so interconnected. We don't even realize, we don't even have any idea the extent that we are connected to one another. We all help each other to grow and evolve. That's why it's so important to tread carefully, to act in a way that will cause positive ripples. So negative ripples can have a profound impact on others. We're all bound by karma. We all have to burn off our karma. You know, basically just trying to sort out, become more spiritually correct through over time. Every action has a consequence. So although an effect might not affect us too much, it could affect others in a profound way, and we just have to be careful not to make their karma, their karmic path more difficult. Just remember one simple rule: do good, be good. Exercise that to the fullest extent going forward. Be boundlessly receptive to the grace of God. So now let's do some pranayama. So we're going to start with sound breathing. So think of these sounds as just part of imagine you taking the Om. You might have heard before that the Om is a combination of all the vibrations and sounds and colors of the universe. So imagine you're just breaking up that Om into different components, different pieces. And so you target each part of the body with a color, and you concentrate on that color, and then you strengthen that area. So if you know someone who's suffering, who's got some pain in that area, you just direct your attention with an intention of healing, and that will bring a pranic healing effect to that too. But we're also trying to increase our aura through this sound breathing. So as we breathe and we vocalize these sounds, we're trying to imagine we're creating this bubble around us, this protection that protects us from negative energy directed at us physically, intentionally or unintentionally. Okay, so you're just trying to imagine you're building that protection for yourself. So sit tall and straight. Bring your attention to the lower three chakras located at the root, the sacral area, and the navel. Picture the color red, so you're concentrating your attention low down in the body. The sound is ah, so allow the breath to carry the sound through until you run out of breath. Inhale. Go a little bit higher now to the heart. Color is green. And as you do this, just try to bring about mental, emotional, and physical healing to the heart. The sound is you. Higher pitch this time. Color green again. Inhale. You. Up to the base of the throat. Color is blue. The sound is so. And may all the words come out of the throat always be ones of loving kindness and compassion. Inhale. Move up now to this brow center, space between the eyebrows. Concentrate on that area, and this helps to clear the sinuses. It's good for that. The sound is E. The color is another shade of blue, any shade of blue that you want. Inhale. Keep in the same area, in the brow center, but move back a little bit further and behind that area. The sound is sun, S-U-N. Concentrate on the N part of the sound. That'll help produce vibrations. That'll help dislodge all the impurities wherever they reside in the body. Imagine it's shaking everything out and pulling them into the bloodstream to be carried out of the body. The color is indigo. Sort of like dark blue, purplish blue. Inhale. Sun. Now go to the crown. The color is violet. The sound is sum, S-U-M. Concentrate on the M portion of the sound that produces vibrations that help sharpen the mind. The sharper mind you have, again, the more is available to you in terms of the imagination and the clear-mindedness and the receptiveness. Violet, inhale. Crown, sum. Take a moment to just notice any changes in your mental, physical, or emotional state. Just be like the witness, observing it all without any judgment, without any concern. Be unfazed as whatever you observe. Now the main breathing. This is the breathing that helps to calm the mind. It's very effective breathing that helps you to put you in a state that's a quiet state that you need for meditation. Alternate nostril breathing with the breath retention. So we're going to breathe in through the active nostril, holding the breath. As you plug your nose, you apply the throat and root lock. So for the root lock, you imagine you're contracting your perineum muscles, your root muscles, pull them up towards the navel. And then on the throat lock, you lift your chest as high as you can as you inhale. Then bring your chin on the chest. So you try not to lift your shoulders. You try to lift your chest instead. When you bring your chin down on the chest, your back can still remain straight. Otherwise, your back hunches. Okay, so if your chest is flat, then you're going to bend your back, your upper back. Okay, it's going to be uncomfortable after a while. And then you bring the tongue behind the teeth, the upper roof, to the roof of the mouth, and you concentrate on the space between your eyebrows. So you lock your chin on your chest. That's the throat lock. So throat lock and root lock at the same time at the breath retention. You plug both sides of the nose. And on the exhale, you breathe out through the less active side and you breathe back in through the less active side. Hold the breath again, plug both sides of the nose, exhale through the first side, the active side. Left hand in dyana mudra, second finger and thumb form a circle, which represents super state of consciousness, turiya. Other three fingers, Brahma, creator, Vishnu, preserver, Shiva, destroyer. Okay, so that's on your left knee. Your right hand, Vishnu mudra, second, third fingers fold down to the palm, turn the palm towards you. It's no longer Vishnu mudra, it's used for your pranayama. right thumb for the right nostril, right ring finger for the left nostril. So you can watch me as I do this, okay? So, and then for the active nostril, just plug off the right side first with your thumb, breathe in and out a few times through the left. And then repeat on the other side. So close the left nostril with your right ring finger. See which side feels more open. The side that feels more open is your active side. This switches every 2 hours in a healthy person. So if it feels both the same, you just default to your left side as your active nostril. So let's try that now. Find your active nostril. My side seems to be the left side, so I'll demonstrate with your left. My left side is the active nostril. Okay, if your right side is your nostril, don't get too messed up by what I'm doing. Okay, so we're going to do a count of 4, 16, 8. 4 on the inhale, 16 on the hold, the breath retention, 8 for the exhale. I'll guide you through this. So now just try to keep your attention on the third eye as much as possible to attract all the prana there. Your attention is like in a magnet. Okay, so you just try to keep all your attention there. So get your left hand ready on your knee. Sit up tall and straight. Back is nice and tall. Exhale completely, empty out the lungs. Get the right hand close to your nose to prepare. Then close off the active side, the left active side, Inhale for the active side for 4, 2, 3, 4. Close both sides of the nose, hold the breath, chin on your chest, contract the root muscles, throat lock, and third eye attention. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Breathe out through the left active side. 2, 3, 4. Relax the tension in the throat and the root. 6, 7, 8. Inhale through the left active side. Breathe in as fully as you can. Fill up your lungs. Hold the breath. Again, throat lock, root lock, third eye attention. Everything stops as though you're frozen in time. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Breathe out through the active side. That's one cycle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale through the active side. 3, 4. Hold the breath. Keep the back straight, the face cocked. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Breathe out through the less active side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale through the last active side for 4. Hold the breath. 13, 14, 15, 16. Breathe out through the active side. 2, 3, 4. Release the locks. 6, 7, 8. Continue on your own. Keep the count very steady. If the mind wanders away from the attention of the third eye, be unconcerned. Just keep pulling your mind back. Be like the parent who's just trying to calm the unruly child or trying to tame a wild animal. Keep trying, your efforts will pay off. efforts. Ensure the count is such that when you exhale, the exhale is steady, not like a big explosion out of the breath, out of the body. Control it so that the exhale is as smooth as the inhale. It's all about the control of the vital force. Do one more cycle after your current one completes. Don't rush it. Just keep the count as it is. The same. Continue with the practice, always with an intention of offering everything up. Even more powerful than knowledge and meditation is to renounce the fruit of our actions. Peace follows such renunciation. So let's come now to standing. To move my camera, just give me a second. Okay. All right, so now let's come up and we'll begin the physical practice. So let's start off breathing for inner healing. So imagine you're healing all the ailments of all peoples of the world. And all animals as well. Separate your feet, bring your arms in front of the body, the wrists about the height of the shoulders, the fingers dangling down, looks like a tap. Inhale from the heart up to the space between the eyebrows. Draw the healing energy up there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Holding all the attention at the space between the eyebrows. Make it available to all beings. Exhale out to the arms. Imagine all the impurities draining out of the body, out of that tap. Again, inhale from the heart up to the space between the eyebrows. Watch the healing energy rise up. Hold it at the space in the eyebrows. Imagine all beings tapping into that healing energy. Exhale again out through the arms. Send out all the impurities with the breath. One last time, from the heart up to the space between the eyebrows. Inhale. Attract the healing energy with your attention right up to the space in the eyebrows and hold it there. Again, make it available to all beings. Exhale out the arms, send out any residual impurities or toxins and sickness out of the body. Rid yourself of all of it. Bring the arms down now. Let's continue with the exercises, a warm-up exercise to prepare the body. So bring your hands on your hips, press down to your hips and start to circle your head. Loosen the neck. Try to see the floor in all directions as you move your head around. And change the direction of rotation. Try to bring the ears right to the shoulders. The chin on the chest, the back of the head, touching the top of the back. And release. Now, just arms are heavy and just swing from side to side. Really twist at the waist, roll the arms around the body. Feel as though your arms are heavy ropes. And then if you like, you can start to move a little faster, so shake the shoulders. Feel as though the arms were dead. And just allow the arms to hit the body, allow the head to fly in all the directions. Shake it up. Shake out all the toxins. And then start to slow it down now. Good. Take your left foot in front, your right foot a little bit behind, a little bit of space between your feet. Now imagine holding a 5-pound weight in your hand and just start to circle it forward 4 times. And then go back. If you have any issues with your shoulder, you can press your left hand against the inside of the shoulder. Forward again. And back. And then change your feet around. Your right foot in front and holding that imaginary weight, swing the left arm forward and go back. Forward again and back. And release. Now from here, take your arms up over your head. Take hold of the opposite elbows, maybe slide them down further towards your shoulders and work the waist. Bend at the waist, going to the left. Going up, go to the right. Back up, go to the left again. And then the right. And come up to the center. Make little circles now. So with your head and shoulders mostly in your neck. But then bring your chest and your upper back into the movement. Rotate your up from the mid-back and upwards. And then the whole trunk if you feel comfortable. Make large circles in front of your body with your whole trunk coming all the way down. Come all the way back up and then go in the opposite direction. Just your head and the shoulders first. Loosen up the neck and the shoulders, and then maybe your chest and your upper back coming into the movement as well. And finally, the whole body swings down. A big circle drawn right in front of the body. And come all the way back up. Good. Now release the arms, shake out the wrists, move your hands very, very rapidly, your fingers flying. Loosen them up. Good. Now, if you need to, you can hold on to a wall, or if you have a chair or something, it helps a little bit with balance, and just swing the right leg back and forth. So I'm going to do a side so you can see. So you bend forward so you can bring your knee to your shoulder and throw your leg back. Imagine trying to kick yourself in the head from behind. So you try to arch the back. Just do this again according to your condition. Just loosens up the hip. Switch legs. Other leg now. Imagine you are a pendulum that went out of control. And release. Good. Now stand with your arms loose by your body and just jump up and down. Make sure your feet completely leave the ground. Jump up high. Jump around in circles. Go the other direction. Get the blood moving. Jump on the left foot. Maybe in circles on your left foot. And the right foot now. Jump on your right foot and around in circles. Good. And once again, jump high as you can. And stop. Good. All right. Be like a child. Just don't forget that we're just trying to stay infinitely young through the practice, young at heart, but wise in as an old soul. Bring your hands in front of the heart, and again, let's come back to the intention of offering up the practice. Imagine this as your divine duty to all beings everywhere. Surya Namaskara. Let's try to move together as one like a school of fish. Stay in the collective mind. Reach the arms up over the head. Bring the arms up and back. Arch the back as much as you see fit. Come forward and down into Uttanasana. Chest on the thighs, head down. Right foot back into lunge. Sink down to the seat. Come into high plank. Lower down the knees. Bring the seat all the way back behind the heels. Glide forward into your cobra. Raise the chest, bring the head all the way back. Come all the way back, your seat behind the heels 2 more times. Brush your nose to the ground. Slide forward between the arms. All the way back. Again, imagine you're a shapeshifter, moving through the forms effortlessly and fluidly. Bring your head all the way back, right back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lift the seat up and back, melt the heart. Right foot steps forward to the hands. Lower down the knees, sink down to the seat. Feet come together, Uttanasana. Pull the body to the legs, head down. Come right to standing, reach up and back. Bring the hands back to the heart. Bring the arms up again, over the head. Fold down gracefully over your legs. Left foot back into lunge. Sink down to the seat. Chest forward, shoulders back. Into the plank. Lower the knees, bring the seat all the way back. Glide forward again into your cobra. All the way back. Once again, come forward 2 more times. And back. Pull with your arms to propel yourself forward with more power. And come into the movement more easily. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lift the seat up and back. Melt the heart. Left foot steps forward to the hands. Place it quietly. Good. Bring the feet back together. Everything you do should be the best of your best offering. Try to make the experience as beautiful as possible for those who are witnessing. Hands back to the heart. Raise your arms over the head. Go down gracefully. Fold the body down onto your legs. Right foot glides back into a lunge. Into the plank. Ashtanga Namaskara. Knees, chest, forehead down. Pull yourself through between your arms, coming up. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lift the seat up and back. Right foot steps forward. Make like you're doing a dance. Connect all the movements seamlessly. Pull the body down onto your legs, Uttanasana. Come right up to standing. Arch back. Hands back to the heart. Reach up again. Expand. Approach your true nature, which is boundless, limitless, formless. Fold the body down onto your legs. Left foot back into your lunge. Into the plank. Good. Lower down, Ashtanga Namaskara. Knees, chest, forehead down. And then come forward into your cobra. Bring the head all the way back over your seat. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lift the seat up and back, melt the heart. Left foot steps forward to the hands. Good. Feet together. Bow to the legs, a gesture of humbleness. Come right up. Surrender completely to the highest self. Hands to the heart. Adding on. Reach your arms up over the head. Fold down over the legs. Good. From here, bring your chest onto your thighs. Join the hands behind the back. Extend through the crown. Exhale. Pull the body down onto your legs. Push the body into your legs to straighten your legs and bring your head towards the ground. Arms come over your head. Good. Release the hands now. Bring the right foot all the way back. Lower the knee down. Sink through the seat. Kapiyasana. Bring your arms up over the head. Arch the back. Crescent moon shape with your body. And then bring the hands back down. Now push into your hands, swing the left leg right up and back. Ekapada Adho Mukha Svanasana, three-legged dog. Good, come forward, shoulders over the fingertips. Lower down the chest between the hands. If you need to, you lower your knee down at the same time if it's too much. And then the left toes come down beside the right, right into Cobra. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Watch the body moving by itself. Right leg comes up, three-legged dog. And step the foot between the hands. Move your shoulders forward, first over the fingertips so you can place a foot lightly down. Lower the knees, sink through the seat. Again, Kapiyasana. Pull your arms up over the head, arch. Bring the hands down. Left foot slides into the right. Chest on the thighs, join the hands. Telescope the head and chest forward and bow down. So in deep humility. Release the arms, bring your arms up over the head. Reach up and back, hips forward. Expand through the front of the body. Return home. Lift the arms up again. Go down. Pull the body down onto your legs. Bend the knees, chest on the thighs, join the hands, extend through the crown. Exhale again, pull the body down onto your legs, forehead to the shins if your legs are straight. Release the hands, left foot back, lower the knees, sink down to the seat. Raise your arms up over the head, arch back, and bring your hands down. Plant your hands, swing the right leg all the way up and back, fly the leg right up in the air. Good, beautiful. Come forward, shoulders over the fingertips, lower down again, bend your elbows, keep your elbows hugging the body as you lower down. Smoothly right into your cobra. Controlled movements, mindful and reverent movements. Bring the feet up and back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Immediately raise the left leg up and back. Good, and step the foot between the hands softly so as not to disturb the witness. Bring them in the state of the agitation or distress. Keep everything calm and quiet. And then bring the hands down, step the feet back together. Uttanasana, chest on the thighs, join the hands, and bow to the legs. Release, bring the arms up over the head. Arch back. Hands back to the heart. One more variation. Remember, be receptive to all experiences. Raise your arms up over the head. Come down gracefully. Hands plant down in front of the feet. Raise the right leg up. Come onto your fingertips if you need to. Extend the head forward. Now, standing split. Keep the left hip high. Pull the nose in towards the shin. Raise the right leg up higher. Straight line from foot to foot. Good. And then bend the left leg. Bring the right foot down, flat on the ground. Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1. Raise your arms overhead, brandishing your imaginary sword. Good, now circle your arms down and let the head to fall back. Open yourself up to divine grace. Now plant your hands on either side of the left foot. Swing your left foot up into Ekapada Adho Mukha Svanasana, three-legged dog. Into downward facing scorpion now. Bend the knee, turn to look underneath your left arm. Allow the foot to fall towards the right. If you want, you can come all the way down with the foot, wild thing. Spin on your hand, flip your hips and chest up. This is an option, you don't have to go this far. And then if you're in wild thing, come back. Push into right hand, keep your right hip up. Bring your left leg all the way up and back. Reversing that now. Step the foot between your hands, warrior 1 again. Back foot flat. Raise your arms up over the head like you're brandishing a sword. And then allow the arms to circle down, allow the head to go all the way back as much as you feel comfortable. Plant the fingertips down on either side, a little bit in front of your left foot. Raise your right leg up again, extend standing split. Good, and then fold the body right against the legs, full standing split. Right foot comes right on top of the left. Bring the foot down to meet the other one. Pull the body against the legs, Uttanasana. Come all the way up, reach up and back. Hands back to the heart. One more time, lose yourself in the sensations. Watch the body moving gracefully. Bury your mind deep in the heart so the body will move even more fluidly and with ease. Pull the body down onto your legs. Lift the hand, chest, come onto your fingertips. Left leg comes up this time first. Extended standing split. And then full standing splits. Try to get your line straighter from foot to foot, your body right against your right leg. Then bend the right knee, left foot comes down, Virabhadrasana 1. Strong stance. Pull the arms up over the head. Straight line from the base of the spine right up to the fingertips. Reach up high. And then circle the arms down, allow the head to fall back, the chest to open. Now plant the hands on either side, the right foot, and then immediately swing the right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Beautiful. Now come into down facing scorpion, bend the knee, look underneath the right arm, turn your chest towards the right a little bit more. If you want, you can allow the foot to drop right down to the ground. You have to let go of the right hand, and then turn on the heel of your palm, flip your hips and chest up, and return the same way. Keep pushing into your left hand, keep the left hip up, and then raise the right leg all the way up again, three-legged dog. Yes, beautiful. Step the foot between your hands. Back foot flat, raise your arms up over the head. Virabhadrasana 1 again. Come into consciousness of a warrior. And then allow the arms to circle down, the head go back. Now lean forward, press the fingertips into the ground on either side of the right foot. Raise the left leg up, extended standing split. And then close the gap, full standing split. Straight line like a needle. And bring the left foot beside the right. Pull the body down onto your legs, Uttanasana. Come all the way up to standing, arch back. Bring the hands back to the heart. Take pause here for a moment. From the solar plexus, the source of your power, inhale up to the space between your eyebrows. Send the power up there again to benefit all. Exhale back down to solar plexus. Keep on replenishing that source, that supply for all beings to tap into. Release. Now let's try some standing poses. So standing on your right foot, pull the left foot, on your left foot, pull the right foot up, and you can go into your lotus tree if you like. You can come to your lotus if you have a lotus, or just a regular tree. Press the foot into the inseam of the leg. And then from here, you bring your arms up over the head. Stretch up. Be tall and firm, steady like a tree. Good, now from here, bring your right hand down to the inside of the foot. Take hold of the inside of the heel, holding the heel from behind. The thumbs behind the heel. And bring the right leg up. If you're more flexible, bring your leg closer to the shoulder and lean to the left so your fingers still stay the same height as the foot. Otherwise, you can come a little bit more flatter. Okay, if your leg doesn't go up that high, it's okay. Just try to get your legs straight, push your chest up. Good, if you're very flexible, there's some people who are, you can take your foot in your left hand, bring the foot right up against the shoulder, and take your right arm out. That's it. Now from here, bring the foot down halfway, and from here, push the foot out in front. Turn to the right and bring the right arm back. Now if you need to, you can just, if it's too hard to take hold of your foot, you can just take hold of your knee. Push your lower back up and in, turn to the right. Good, now look forward. One more. Bring your hands to the heart and then point your toes. See if you can lean back. You have to bend your left knee a little bit. Bring your heart up. Look beyond your toes. You can keep your hands at the heart or bring your arms out to the side. Feel as though you're lying on your back. Good, beautiful, and come back. Really great, guys. Try it on the other foot now. Just imagine yourself moving through these forms like you're just a witness as always. Take your left foot now into your position, into your regular tree or your lotus, whatever you have. And then bring your hands up over your head. Feel as though you're reaching for the sun. Absorb all the rays of the sun so you can be even more abundant in your own offerings. Remember, we all rely upon each other. Work together. Now bring the left hand down to the foot. Take hold of the heel if you can, and bring your foot out. Think of a ballet dancer, poised and graceful, magnificent. Just try to embody that grace. Again, if you're more flexible, bring a leg up higher, lean a little bit to the right. And if you're very flexible, you can try to take your foot right up in your right hand, straight up, and take your left arm out. Keep on cultivating your imagination to find beautiful forms. And now bend the knee, take the foot down about the height of the hip, and if you can, take hold of the outer edge of the foot and press the foot forward, push to the base of the toe. Turn to the left, left arm goes back. Alternatively, take hold of the knee and just stand upright. Keep your back straight like you're standing against the wall. Look forward again. Bring your hands in onto the mudra in front of the chest. Bend your right leg a little bit, soften your knee, and start to lean back like you're lying on your back. Look beyond your toes. Eventually you can take your arms out, perhaps to the side. It's more difficult. Press into your right foot. Yeah, come back. Awesome job, everybody. Okay, so now let's stand in the middle of the mat here so that you're sort of facing the long edge of the mat. Index fingers and middle fingers touching, elbows at the height of the shoulders. Bend your knees, jump out like a star. Good, so you're facing the left now, so turn yourself so that again, your mat is underneath your feet. And then extend your arms, look over your left hand for Virabhadrasana 2. Be fierce and mighty like a warrior. If you're more flexible, come a little bit lower. Trying to, eventually when your hand comes down, your fingers touch the ground when they sweep down. That's it. Beautiful. Bring the right arm up over the head for Virabhadrasana 1. Again, bring your head back. Look beyond the tip of your imaginary sword. Now from here, bring your hands to your hips. Pushing your hips, lean forward a little bit and push the front leg straight. You can keep your hands on the seat if you like and lean back. Bring the elbows towards another behind. You can even hold your opposite elbows from behind to give you support to allow your head to drop back. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, bend into the front knee. Go to the right a little bit, going into humble warrior. So just allow your shoulders slide to the inside of the knee, your head comes down. If you need to, you bring your hand to the ground, your left hand to your knee. If you need to have more modifications, just bring your right knee down to the ground. Try to get your head on the ground beside your foot. Okay, so lots, again, of different options. Be creative to find one that suits you where you can find steadiness. Good. Those who are more flexible can take your left shoulder in behind the leg. I'll do it this way so you can see a little bit better. Take hold of the foot in front and tuck your chin in and bring your head to the other side of the foot. For advanced and flexible practitioners, this is an option. Join your hands over your back again. Lower your seat. Break the pose. From here, lower the back knee down. Okay, and then sit upright. Left hand to the left knee, right hand just scooches back to the back foot. If you can, bring your hand on your heel. Curve your side body. So you try to get lots of length in your side body. Now you can stay like this if you like. If you can, bring the back foot up. I have to turn again so you can see. So bring your right foot up, bring it into the crook of the arm. And just try to have your foot close to shoulder, your fingers close to ears, so you can take your left hand around. bind the fingers together and then push the foot away from the shoulder into the inner wrist. Swan pose. So you're trying to remove all the sharp angles in your elbow and your right arm by straightening out the arm a little bit more. Good. Sink down through the seat. From here you can come into regular Kapyasana. So you can bring your foot down if you like, and bring your head and chest forward, and bring your arms over the head. You can even hold up your opposite elbows and just press your head into your hands, arms. If you're more flexible, you can bring your foot to your head. Your foot's already there, close to your shoulder, and then it's not so much of a reach to just bring your foot to the head, bring your arms up. Again, just go to the edge of your potential. In a mindful way, of course. Beautiful. Nice, Kayla and Violetta. Beautiful. Sarah, beautiful. All right, break the pose now. Come down. So you're just trying to lift your knee up off the ground on the back leg and scooch back and forth a few times. Allow the hips to drop. Feel heavy through the hips. And push back through the right heel, lower the knee down, flatten out the toes. Now roll to the right, bring the right forearm down. Roll to the left, bring the left forearm down. Try to have the knee higher than the rest of the body. Now telescope the chest forward, further and further. And as you lengthen, the body comes closer to the ground perhaps. Maybe the chest will come right down to the ground. Keep your knee close to the shoulder. Those you want are flat on the ground. Your left arm comes around the outside, over in front of the foot, underneath the knee, and over your back. Your right hand comes over your back as well, and you can take your right wrist with your left hand. Your left shoulder on your left foot. It's a variation. Be like a lizard. Imagine you're sunning yourself on a warm earth, not a care in the world. Again, try to find the ease, and that's where you find the ability to meditate. Nice, Bob. Good. Awesome, Nicola. All right. Now we're going to come back up. Bring your seat all the way back over the back knee out of Hanavanasana. So you can stay here if you like. Well, stay here for a moment and just bow down onto your leg. Your belly comes onto your thigh, your left shoulder right beside your left knee. Your forearms coming down. Now take your attention to those areas where you feel tight. Bring your attention there. That's where the prana will go. Send an intention of releasing. This is easy for you. Hanavanasana. Hinge your seat forward. Bend the toes under your back foot and start to slide your left foot forward. And then if you know any variations, go ahead. If you're flat on the ground, bring your arms up. Some of you know different variations, of course. Bring your foot to your head, whatever you want to do. Or maybe your swan again. This is a nice one to do if you get your leg up. If you can do this one. So this pose says anything is possible. Think of Hanuman, who flew over Sri Lanka, jumped over Sri Lanka to rescue his master's wife. So embody faith, courage, and devotion. Nice. Go a little bit to your left, Georgia, so you don't tip. Keep straight. That's it. Okay, good. Your hips are a little bit. Try to get your hips a little bit more even. Okay, good. Yeah. Yeah, beautiful. Then you'll feel more steady. Okay, nice. Couple more breaths. If you don't hold the pose, as Dharma says, you'll still be in the same place 20 years from now. All right, and from here, just start to slide. Press into your hands, lean forward, slide your left foot back underneath your knee. Come upright, bend the toes under. Parivita Paschimottanasana. Go from here, raise your right arm up and dive down. The armpit is sitting against the knee on the outside. You can keep your hands in prayer. Left hand presses into the right. Bring the body up, center the chest and thumbs, and roll the left shoulder back all the way. If you want to take a bind, move your seat back a little bit. Use your left hand to guide your elbow, pushing onto your elbows to guide your arm underneath your leg, your right arm. And then hold the left hand from underneath. If you can, bring the back knee up off the ground. Charge the leg, push the back knee up to the sky, rotate your chest all the way around. Should look like you're lying on your back. Nice, Sarah. Those of you who want to try to come into revolved Urdhva Danirasana, you can. You try to bring your right foot forward, your left hip over your left foot, and try to raise your right leg up. If you need to release a bind, you take the right hand to the ground and left arm comes up. You can do this version too. Okay, so that's an option. As you're raising your leg, hold your breath. And then this sometimes helps to engage the muscles you need to come up. That's it. Beautiful. Good. That's it, Kayla. And release. Okay, so now bring your hands back down. Vasisthasana from here. Right hand a little in front of the right shoulder. Just turn on the edge of that, turn towards the left, turn on the outer edge of the right foot. You can bring your left foot on top or in front. Vasisthasana, hips forward. If no other variations, go ahead. You can slide your left toes back. Lock your hips in place. Keep your hips high. Push your hips forward. And then you can take your knee or your foot. You have to keep your hips high. Your right foot flat on the ground. Pushing the base of the toe. And make sure you don't collapse into your shoulder. Feels like you're doing Urdhva Danirasana. Same peeling. That's it, Nicola. Good. Beautiful, Violetta. Yeah. Good. And return. Downward facing dog. Now step your left foot to the hands. Spin around so your feet are facing the long edge of the mat. Arms out to the side and come all the way back up. Star again. Good. So I think for most of you, you'll have to spin all the way around because when you go to the right, you'll be facing the wrong way. So from here, bend your knees, jump, turn the other way, and then you're going to go to the right. Okay, so you're going to go into Urdhva Danirasana 2 again. So if you're facing the wrong way, just take your jump. Good. Beautiful. Go a little bit forward again. Try to get a little bit more sense of purpose and direction. And swing your left arm up to meet the right for Virabhadrasana 1. Feel like you're benching your sword. In this pose, just exude devotion. Now lean forward a little bit. Bring your hands onto your hips and push your way up. Straighten the front leg. Here you can keep your hands on the seat. You can hold your opposite elbows behind your back and allow your chest to come up and your head to come all the way back again, only as much as you feel comfortable. Push into your lower back. Inhale. Support yourself coming back up. Bend into the front knee. Humble warrior. Dive down. Go to the left so you can get your head down to the ground. Your shoulder slides the inside the knee. Again, take your modifications or variations here. Lower the left knee down if you need to. Very flexible. Try to get your right shoulder in behind the knee. And maybe eventually head. Pull the body back. Tuck the chin in. So you can get your head behind your heel or to the other side of the outside. Then you can join your hands again. And then release. From here, drop your knee down to the ground, the right knee, left knee. Now bring your seat all the way forward and go into your side, a preparation for Kapiyasana. Lean away from the leg, push into the right knee, left hand slides towards the heel, If you want, you can go right into swan. Bring your foot into hook the elbow. You don't even have to join your hands. You can just stay like this, or you can join your hands. Push the foot into the arm away from the shoulder. Think of the graceful lines of a swan's neck. That's it. Good. And from here, Kapiyasana. If you're flexible, you can keep your foot up there, close to your head, or on your head. Bring your arms up for the advanced practitioners. Otherwise, keep your leg down, turn your head, chest forward, and you can either extend your arms or just hold your opposite elbows and just lean back like you're lying on your back. Now, lead with the heart to come back up. From here, lizard. Walk the right foot out a little bit further to the edge of the mat. Lift the back knee up off the ground and start to scooch back and forth, dropping through the hips and lowering the knee on the ground eventually. Roll to the left, left forearm down, roll to the right, right forearm down. Keep on creeping the chest forward until perhaps the chest comes right down. Try to have the knee higher than the rest of the body, and then if you know your variations or your modifications, proceed. Keep on picturing yourself in the practice, even if you're not able to realize it yet. Just keep up the faith, keep practicing. Maybe one day the body will obey. Just don't get attached to the results. No expectations, just try your best. That's it. Sink right down. That's it. Good, Brian. Nice, Sarah. Good. All right. One more inhale to lengthen. Exhale. Feel very heavy through the hips and the lower body. Anchor down. And then start to creep your way back up. So slide your hands back towards you. Bring your seat back over the back knee. Lift the toes. Hanavanasana. Bring your chest down onto your thigh. The forehead to the top of the head coming towards the foot. This is too easy, of course. Hanavanasana. Bend the toes under and slide the right foot forward. Try to make sure that the right hip is not way forward the other way. Keep your hips even. And then you'll have a little bit more time. So then just try to, you can take your hands to the back leg and arch your back. Go back. Or bring your back leg up. If you're advanced practitioners, again, options are endless. Just do the best you can. Think of Hanuman, embody the courage and the consciousness, the faithfulness of Hanuman. Break the pose. Lean forward into your hands. Bend the toes on the back foot. You can slide your right foot back. Bring it close so that when you come up, your legs are like a box, 90 degrees. Sorry, Parivita Paschimottanasana. Left arm comes up, dive the arm down to the outside leg, take your Anjali Mudra, or if you want, go into your bind and then take your back knee up off the ground if and when you can. Now really try to extend through the back heel if you got your knee lifted off the ground and turn your body. Originate the twist from the base of the spine. Good. Now if you're free to stay here, if you want to go into Untitled Chapter, go ahead. You can release your bind if you need to at this point. Just the left hand in front of on the inside of the left foot and the right arm up. Otherwise, keep your bind. Try to have your right hip over the right heel. Take a half breath in, hold the breath as you raise your leg up. You might have more ability to get your leg up more easily. Good. That's it. Break the pose. Bring your foot back down if it feels raised. The left hand on the ground on the inside of the foot, a little bit in front of the shoulder, so you can make your entrance into Vasisthasana. Pull the right foot back in front or on top of the left foot, and go into your variations from here. If you're trying to get your right leg or knee up, make sure the left foot is flat on the ground. Turn the foot at 45 degrees, and then make sure the base of the big toe is grounded. Hips and chest up. Hips high as possible. You really have to push your hips up like you're doing Urdhva Danirasana. Extend the arm fully. That's it. Yes. Beautiful, Nicola and Georgia and Bob. Awesome. There you go. That's it, Brian. Push your hips up. Up, 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 up. Yeah. Back down. Downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bring your right foot forward to between your hands and spin on your feet again. Arms out to the side and come all the way up again in your star. Good. Now from here, easy chakrasana. Pull your heels in a little bit closer so your toes are wider than your heels. Bring your hands to the seat. Bend your knees so you can get your knees over your toes. And lift your chest, bring your head back. And then if you feel comfortable here, you can slide one hand at a time down the backs of your legs. Hold just underneath the knees. You have good control of your legs at this point, at this juncture. And then spin the thighs outwards and roll and spin the lower legs the other way inwards. Okay, so push your hips forward and up a little bit to straighten the legs. If you can see the ground clearly and easily, your head's close to the ground, you can come into Urdhva Danirasana. One hand releases at a time on the ground. Come back the same way. From Urdhva Danirasana, you bring one hand, push the heel of the palm into the back of the knee, push your hips forward, and then the other hand comes up. And then everybody come all the way back up. So if your hands are somewhere below your seat, walk your hands up one at a time, up your legs, onto your seat, and come all the way up. That's it. Good. Arms out to the side, Prasarita Uttanasana. Turn your heels out a little bit so the ends of your feet are parallel, and come down. If you want, you can do reverse prayer, reverse namaste, or join your hands behind your back and try to get your hands to the ground behind your head. Lots of options here. Or just bring your hands behind your heels. Try to get your body right between your legs, your head in the same line as your feet. Options here. You can come into headstands. If you're stronger, you can try to come into forearm stance. It's a little bit more difficult to come from a straddle position, but you're always welcome to try. You bring your elbows down in front, lift up off your heels, and then straddle up. Okay, headstand's a little bit easier if you already have a headstand. Bring your hands down, tripod, your head on the ground, and then circle your legs up. Stay for 10 seconds if you come up. Oh, good job, Georgia and Nicola. Oh, beautiful, Brian. Awesome. Everybody's up. This is awesome. That's it, Violetta. That's it. Good. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Come down gracefully. You have to engage your core more as you come down, so your feet come down in the same spot. Good. And now from here, get ready to come back up. Take your arms out to the side and come up. One more easy chakrasana. Go back, hands on your seat, push your hips forward, and go down. Those of you, of course, who want to go to Urdhva Danirasana, or just slide your feet down, lower. Maybe you'll step on your fingers with your heels. It's also a possibility. Coming back up now. Walk your hands back up the backs of your legs. Push into your seat. Pull down at the same time and come up. Good. Extend your arms out to the side. Jump your feet back together. Good. Now from here, imagine you're a mountain. From the base of the mountain, the base of the spine, breathe up to the crown. Imagine that's the summit of the mountain. Exhale back down, all the way to the base of the spine. Feel unshakable and unmovable in your devotion to the practice. And now come down. One more chance, a headstand, Shavasana, king of the postures. Make it a royal offering. So if you need modifications, you can do teddy bear. If you already know how to get into headstand, please go ahead. Okay, so if you need a modification, I think pretty much everybody can get into it. But if you need to a little bit softer, you can either just stay in hare pose with your head on the ground and just lift your seat up so it's high, it's above the knees. Your shins stay on the ground, or teddy bear if you like. Just walk your feet in, press your knees just underneath the knees against the elbows, and lift your feet if you can. Maybe bring the feet up towards your seat. Your knees are on the upper arms. So once you find the pose, if you have a lotus, go into your lotus. Make your mind more one-pointed. Really good, Bob. Nice. Now just headstand. Fix your attention on Trikuti, the space between the eyebrows. Bring 100% of your devotion there, your attention, and then you will trigger divine bliss at some point. Those of you in headstand can now try variations. So you can see if you can move onto one arm, or you can do other variations that you can change your arms around. You can move your legs around. Just try to stay in balance. Watch the body moving. That's it, Violetta. Really nice. Beautiful line, Sarah. Beautiful, Nicola. Good. Turn your fingers around the other way so your fingers are facing away from you, Nicola. That's it. Yeah. Better. You have more steadiness that way. Good. All right. Now start to make your way down gracefully. That's it, Georgia. Land on your arms and come up into crow. Kakasana. Beautiful. Yeah. Awesome. Come down. All right. Rest in child's pose for a moment. Breathe in. Breathe out. Shavasana, queen of the postures. So if you want to go from the floor and up, that's perfectly good. If you have no shoulder issues, you want to try the front entry, you can try this one. So you come into downward facing dog, you bring your elbows down, you bring your head down, and then you just walk your feet forward. Pull the elbows up. We have to curve your upper back quite a bit so you land on the tops of your shoulders. Nice and easy. Okay, and then you bring your hands onto your back and bring your legs up. So again, don't attempt this if you have any shoulder and neck issues. If you have shoulder mobility, if you have flexible shoulders, you can try that if you like. Come into plow pose, otherwise just come up from the floor. Bring your legs up into plow pose first. Bring your hands to your back and lift your legs up. So know your limits. That's the idea. And once you're up, again, find your way into lotus if you have it. You can use your hands if you like. Just keep one hand on the back and try to get your other foot in. And then that's it, Bob. Just keep wiggling it. That's it, Kayla. Just use one hand. Bring your knees a little bit higher, so over your head, so that you can stay up. Okay? That's it. Good. Keep your attention on the space between your eyebrows. Good. As you're coming into Georgia, you might have to lift your elbows a little bit, okay? So keep your hands planted. Your elbows might come up off the ground a little bit, and that's okay. That will help you to maybe roll into it a little bit more easy. If you keep your forearms on the ground, it might be difficult. That's might be why you're falling all the way down. So just lift your elbows up a little bit if you need to, and pull your elbows out to the side, and then just try to really bring your chin into your chest, okay? So your upper back, that's it. Good. Now, that's it. There you go. That's it. Stay that. You almost had it. You just had to bring your hands to the back a little bit faster, and then you have it. Okay, that's it. Good. All right. Now, from there you come into Pindasana if you have your lotus, or just your regular plow pose. And then, if you like, bring your thighs against your body and your knees on either side of the head. Karna Pindasana. So make your way into Halasana or Pindasana. Beautiful, Brian. That's really nice, Sarah. Violetta, bring your elbows in a little bit and just push a little bit more into your seat, and then your feet might come down closer to the ground. Okay, so just do it gently. That's it. There you go. There. That's it. Beautiful, Bob. Take your attention deep within. Good. Now, start to slide out gradually. Bring your arms behind the back. So listen carefully. Bring your hands down behind your back, your index fingers and your thumb tips touching. Keep your legs close to the body as your legs come down, and when your seat lands on your wrist, just bring your legs so they're about 45 degrees. Don't bring them all the way down to the ground. And then lift your body up so it looks like you're in a V shape. So your legs look sort of like this. Your elbows are behind your back, and then lift your legs. Now if you can, you keep your legs charged and up there. And just bring your head, top of the head to the ground. And then Bhastrika breath. Breathe very fast and nose like a sniffing dog. If you need to, lower your legs down if it becomes too much. Bring your feet down if they're not already. Feet beside, just in front of your seat. About the hip to the width of your hips. Take your hands out from underneath. Place your fingertips on either side of the head, and then press your seat up and slide your head further back behind your hands. Flip your hands around so your fingers are facing towards your toes a little bit to the outside, and you can stay here or right into Urdhva Danirasana. Take a half breath in and lift your head up off the ground. So imagine just Coming into collective consciousness to come up all together. If you need to stay in bridge pose, then that's okay too. Keep your shoulders on the ground and just come into bridge. Good. Now work your Urdhva Danirasana. Stay a little bit longer, lift your heels, go back and forth a little bit. Do whatever you want here. You can jump from forward to back. You can try to lift one leg. Stay up a little bit longer if you can. Good. Beautiful, Monique and Sarah. Nice. That's it, Georgia. Beautiful, nice, graceful. That's it, Brian. There you go. Beautiful, Bob. All right, now come back down onto your seat. Or come back down onto your back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Imagine you're fainting, let go of everything. And now bring the right leg up. Take hold of the ankle, bring the knee onto your shoulder and pull on the foot. Try to get your foot closer to your head. If you need to, you can slide your left foot in a little bit. If your hamstrings are tight, you can slide your left foot in, flat on the, keep it flat on the ground. Very flexible. You try to bring your leg, your foot right to the ground beside your head. So your knee will come, your leg will slip to the outside and your knee will come pretty much in your armpits. Okay? And from here, we start to make the preparation to bring your leg behind your head. It's not going to get your knee closer to self-realization. It's just, if you want to try. So come into half baby pose. Bend your knee, take your knee and bring it to just underneath your arm. Your heel is over the back of the knee. And then from here, if you can, I have a few options. If you're pretty tight, you can just bring your foot out to the side. Looks like ballet pose like we did before. Or take your right shoulder in front of the knee. Push into the back of the knee. Bring your left knee right up into your body if you need to. Bring your knee to the shoulder. And then just try to wiggle around a little bit. Try to bring your knee higher by pushing into the back of the knee. Try to get your knee close to the ear. Lift your shoulders and your head up off the ground. Tilt your head forward and see if you can slip your foot behind your head. You have to tug on the foot to the left a little bit. You have to keep on wiggling around. That's it. That's it, Kayla. Awesome. There you go, Bob. Keep pushing into the back of the knee. You got this. You're getting close. Good. Now from here, regardless of where you are, if your leg's behind your head, keep it there. If not, no worries. Just swing your left leg up and come back to seated position. Okay. Now from here, depending where your leg is, if you can keep your leg behind your head, you keep it there. Otherwise, you just allow it to slip and just hang it over your your right shoulder. And from here, lean forward, bring your fingertips in line with your knee and lift your seat. Even if your heel stays on the ground, no big deal. But if you can, just pull the pelvic, engage pelvic floor muscles, your foot might come off the ground. Other option, you cross your left ankle on top of the right, and then you lean forward into asana. More advanced, you can try to slip your left leg in between and come into Kundinasana. So again, use your creativity. That's it. Yeah. And back. All right. And then calm down onto your back. Go on the other side. Lie down. Left knee on the shoulder. Take hold of the left ankle and just pull on the ankle. Try to get it close to your head. And maybe right on the ground if you're flexible. Have no expectations that both sides are equal. One side might be looser than the other. Just don't worry about it. As Dharma says, dance with it. Dance with all the forces at play that sometimes unsettle you. Try to be unaffected. Then again, start to move your way into the preparations for getting your leg behind your head. Move into half happy baby pose first. Take your knee out just underneath your arm. You can just stay there and then pull your leg out to the left, or take your left shoulder in front of the knee. Again, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. So just try to push your knee up as high as you can, close to the ear. Slide your right leg right into your body. Push the thigh into the chest, and then keep wiggling. Bring your shoulders up off the ground, bring your head forward, and try to get your foot behind the head. Good. Beautiful, Kayla. Nice. Awesome, Nicola. Good. Great. All right. Getting ready to swing the right leg up and come into seated position again. So just use momentum to come up to seated. And again, you have the option, if your leg's not behind the head, just hang it over the arm. Push into your hands, lean forward, and then just push directly into the ground. Straighten your arms and your seat might come up off the ground. Engage your through muscles. And then if you want asana, hook your right foot on top of your left, go to the side, and maybe through, underneath, round your back. Bring your right leg through between your legs and into Kundinasana, into Chaturanga. Good. All right, now from here, just lie on your front. Forehead on the hands, breathe in. Breathe out, let go of all fatigue. Come into Cobra. Take your time to enter. If you're feeling you need to stay in Sphinx with your forearms on the ground, this is always an option. Come up bit by bit. Just try to see yourself in the body of a snake. Imagine having that boundless range of motion. Curve your spine. Try to feel as if your chest is straight up. Chest open like the wings beside the cobra's head. Good. And from here, lower down. Bring your hands in front, stack one hand on top of the other, forehead to your hands. Breathe in, breathe out. And then you can either repeat Cobra again or bend your knees up, Danirasana. Take hold of your ankles, flex your feet, push your feet back into your hands, and see if you can kick through your legs. Try to get your thighs up off the ground. Good. Try to get your feet higher than your head. Look up. Try to make your body look like the letter U. Lower down. Relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. Relax. Now think of any back bend you like. Make it an offering. You can do bow pose again. You can do cobra. You can do tiger. You can do forearm balance, scorpion. You can do Urdhva Danirasana again. Just pick a pose and just go with it. So any pose now, any back bend you like, make it an offering. Dancer pose, Natarajasana is another beautiful one. So just explore. Watch the body moving. Bury your heart deep in the, bury your mind deep in the heart. Watch the body moving by itself with steadiness and ease. Good. See if you can move your hands a little bit closer, Nicola. That's it. And really point your toes. Imagine curling your toes towards your heels. That's it. Drop your shoulders down. Yeah, bring your head back. That's it. You're getting close. Keep on pulling the feet in as though you're trying to squeeze the socks behind your knees. Beautiful, Monique. Nice camel. Nice, Kayla. Everyone looks awesome. That's it, Georgia. Good. 10 more seconds. Nice. Beautiful. That's it. Now, really grab onto that leg hard and see if you can take your other hand to the other leg, Georgia. That's the idea. It's coming. It's coming. Very close. Hold closer to the knees, okay? And really have a really firm grip. You have to just try to bring your body up a little bit higher. And then you won't fall forward. It's perfect. All right, now rest in child's, either rest in child's pose or on your belly, depending what you landed in. And then come back up to seated. Bring your legs out in front. Twist. So we can do Ardha Matsyendrasana or Matsyendrasana. So you can keep your left leg extended and your right foot across to the other side. Your foot is somewhere between the knee and the ankle. You can stay here, or if you want, you can bend your left leg so your foot comes beside your right hip. That's if you can get both sides to seat down. Left arm up, go across to the right. You can hold your heel or take a bind. Left arm slips underneath the knee and bind your hands behind the back. If you know variations like this, go ahead. Push your lower back up and in. Turn to the right. Now you try to feel the spiraling going all the way up through the spine. Visualize it. And keep turning. Start at the hips and keep spiraling around so eventually the chin comes over the back shoulder. It's not just the eyes that are turning, the whole body. Eventually the head and the neck. Come back, go to the other side. Switch your legs around. Right arm up, go to the left. It's nice to hold on to the heel if you've got the foot beside your hip, and tug on the hip as you turn to your left. Keep your body upright. Back straight. Don't fall back into the hips as you twist. Break the pose, lie down on your back, Shavasana. Make your way down gently. Take whatever you need to ensure your comfort. Once you're down on the ground, we proceed with this very purifying practice. The best antidote for removing impurities. Imagine that you're removing all the obstacles, whether they be in the physical, mental, or spiritual plane, that prevent you from being fully receptive, from being able to draw in all the benefits of the best of the universe into you, so that you can receive more, give more as a result. Take your attention first to your left foot. Relax the toes, allow them to go limp. The foot goes heavy, just drops out to the left, dead-like. The heel and the bottom of the foot soft, the top of the foot as well. Ankle loose, and then your lower leg completely dead. Release. Take all the tension from the muscle, all the strength from the muscle. And going up the leg, past the knee, into the upper leg, the thigh, very heavy. Just feel as though all the muscles just dissolved. The leg as heavy as concrete pull on the ground. Then the right foot, release all the toes, release the foot, allow it to become lifeless and just drop out to the right, hanging off the ankle as if by a thread. Ankle is loose, lower leg relaxed. And going up the leg past the knee, which is completely just no sensation in the knees. Up the leg to the thigh, all the way up. The leg feels completely dead, heavy. And then go across to the hips, the pelvis. Feel as though all the bones that make up the pelvis and the hip joint are made of lead. So heavy. Feel it sinking down. The lower body just sinking heavily into the ground. Left hand, loosen all the fingers, allow it to just go, the fingers just go loose and limp. The hand also just lifeless, flimsily hanging off the wrist. And then start to move your attention up the left arm, again relaxing all the muscles along the way, bit by bit. Feel as though the muscles became like jelly, completely soft, but heavy. All the strength removed, any amount of weight just feels heavy. Right up to the shoulder. Relax the shoulder, no tightness, no tension there. The arm just hanging by the body lifelessly, like dead weight. And your right hand now, same way, in the same way, release all the fingers. Allow them to go limp. The whole hand just relaxed, dead-like. Start to relax the lower arm by releasing all the muscles. And send a single right up the arm, right to the upper arm, to the shoulder. Feel as though the muscles and the skin are just hanging off the bones uselessly, heavily. The right shoulder also heavy, just anchoring down the arm. Arm just lays by the body, lifeless. Now starting at the top of the back, feel the whole back sinking down. Yield to the softness below the earth and allow the back to just sink right into it. All the organs going with it, heavy, so you filled them with fluid, or you lay a whole lead blanket on top of your on top of your body, on the inside, and just presses everything down. Sink. Your abdomen is loose, completely without tension, without tightness. Your chest is light. It's as though the front of your chest was like a bubble, as thin as membrane as a bubble. So when a breath comes up against it, it's very soft and light. Neck and the scalp, relaxed, heavy. The head pressing into the ground, forming a hollow in the ground underneath it. All the face relaxed. The forehead showing no signs of tension, no stress lines forming on the forehead or around the eyes or around the mouth. Everything's soft and relaxed. Showing no signs of distress whatsoever. The jaws loose, tongue resting in its bed. And inside the head, between the ears, the brain comes to a quieter state. Not so much going on now that the body is lifeless like a corpse. not communicating even with the brain. Brain not even aware of the body. The body is as though it were already dead, like a corpse. So the brain now has a chance to quiet down, and all the activity, all the chatter, this incessant, constant chatter quiets down. And in that quietness, just again, hear the faint sounds of Om. Imagine how that would sound like with all the colors and the sounds. Imagine how that would look like. All the vibrations, imagine how that would feel like as it resonates within you. For that is your true nature, infinite, spacious, diverse, rich. As is wisdom, as is love, as is potential, all of these qualities. Yours to cultivate, yours to expand. Merge with that universal Om now that is not only within but everywhere. And feel as though you are everywhere. Now keep that feeling within, all throughout, inside, and as you proceed into the new year, just remember, tap into that infinite consciousness. You are consciousness itself. Now bring that consciousness and awareness and love, all your wisdom, all your gifts into the world now. Prepare to come back now from Shavasana. Make your way back to seated position. So slowly come back to your body. Make your way back up, mindfully, gently. We'll close with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Instill that peace within and send it out to all beings. May all beings feel that peace. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Be receptive to the divine grace of God. All is within. This concludes our practice together. Thank you so much for coming. It was such an honor to end the year with you. Namaste. Thank you so much again. So I have recorded this session, so I'll send it out to you in case you want to refer back to it at any point. Beautiful practice, everybody. It was such a joy to watch and observe and witness. So thank you. And
Thank
happy
you
New
so much,
Year.
Christine.